This night is sweet and syrupy, like sugar, full of syllables and similes. You know, like the sweet drop of sweet turpentine, if you will. Molasses, sweet drops of black. Wow. We're the politicians who said they'd make things so much better. Now when we try to talk to them, they just bluster, fluster, and filibuster like Poindexter. So often it's just like exchanging one evil for another. And at this late hour, you find out they're serving another master. We're the politicians who said they'd make things so much better. When I look at the situation and really check out the conditions of the way we're living in this nation, we're headed for confrontation. Here comes the politician with some warm words of no action. Floor, we talk about the Constitution, but it doesn't match with my condition. We've got to get into transformation and try to change this situation. Say you never know what a man may do when his back is pressed against the wall. Say you never know when he'll tire of being blue and rage hard against the wall to make it fall. I started to think about the politicians and whether or not it's actually interesting to start it off with the idea of filibuster and politicians. They try to steal a narrative. You know, a politician would say, well, did we err in the way we gave big business trillions of dollars of subsidies? Sure. Did we make mistakes along the way? Of course we did. Will we learn from this? Yes. We'll do our utmost to remedy the situation in the future? Of course we will. So what questions you got? What's your lingua franca? Some overarching themes, and I'm reading from some unprepared texts. Have no fear, my dear. Language never goes, really. It always moves. It's in flux. It's fluid. One thing, it's always in a tandem of oppositional and visionary at the same time. Like Rasta talk. You don't understand, you don't understand, you overstand. You know what I mean? It's not international, it's outernational. Opposition to the colonial language that I grew up with in the Caribbean, in terms of British and white European colonialism. Also, it happens naturally, absolutely naturally. A term like fresh, a hip-hop term like fresh, might be stale by the time it reaches Toronto from Detroit. I grew up in Antigua and Barbuda. I've got a few of my villagers here, Hannah and Naya, man. My family right here. Take it to give it a shout out. All the way from Antigua and Barbuda. And I came to Toronto in 1973, so I came up with a language of British colonialism. British poetry we had to memorize. 'Twas an ancient mariner, and he stoppest one of three. By thy long grey beard and glittering eye, now wherefore stopp'st thou me? The bridegroom's doors are open wide, and I am next of kin. The guests are met, the feast is set. Mayst hear the merry din. He holds him with his glittering eye. The wedding guest stood still and listens like a 4 years child. The mariner hath his will. And I didn't even get to the albatross and all that shit. Water, water everywhere, not a drop to drink, you know. Which is one of the things that got me into language, an oppositional thing to British colonialism, or being caught up in it, you know what I mean? And when I think, too, that poets, of all the artistry in the world, the poets have the best chance of actually being the ones to push forward a new language, a new lingua franca of liberation and goodfulness. It's true. First of all, the poets can never sell out. Name me 5 poets who have sold out. Who the ruling class got up in their shit. You know what I'm saying? Who's making the big time money? But yeah, you big poet rich guy. Gal, you. Whoops. Ow. But the poets has a vaunted vault, a valley of vowels. You know what I mean? They are vainglorious in the way they push forward a valley of words in the valley of verbosity and verbalization. That was a half step just now, you know what I mean? So the poet, because you don't have all that stake, there's no nirvana up ahead on the other side of the mountain. So you got to be who you is. You know, you're a spoken word artist. As my man Paul Dutton from the Four Horsemen said, well, what other kind of words are there? Lingua franca. So language always has to be oppositional at the same time in some ways, or visionary, you know, in its ways. I've been trying to do that. I think the poets can do that. And at the same time, I also have a skepticism of words, really. Where sometimes in the aforementioned filibuster, poets talk a lot of shit at the same time. So how do you diversify between the language of what's true, real, or just some gibberish? Well, you say maybe you look at the audience, which an understated thing at times is to look at the audience in the relational lingua, the language, the franqua of how we go. You can't discount the public, the audience, the people, as it were. Otherwise, your own innovation at language becomes gibberish. So you might have the best developed idea of a new language, but you haven't got the audience with you. You say, what that boy talking about? I listened to Clifton the other day. I couldn't understand what the guy was saying for 25 minutes. You know what I mean? Where am I? Let me see. I'm still reading from my unprepared text. Let's move on from that. I took the road of innovation myself, at least the attempt at innovation in terms of that words sometimes might not matter. You know what I mean? Words do have their impact. But the specific utilization of it means that you can move to a new language, where, if you will. You know what I mean? So that was through music and then by extension sound, right? So words can do what they do, but if you can get to feeling, right? What does that mean? And if I can get to people, What does that mean? If I can, like me and my friend Kwazi Ahmed Hanif used to do back at Blow Collegiate at Blow and Dufferin in Toronto back in the 70s in high school, I found two souls as trying to get to that new voice, saying, well, if we can get the audience to respond right away instead of waiting until you finish the poem and then clap. And then, so we try that, you know what I mean? I came up with a poem, Pimps, when the first time people actually started clap with, people started to clap with a poem. You'd kind of get a language between you and the people, right? You get a connection going, and they started clapping. I didn't know what to do. Pimps, pimps, I want to talk about pimps. Pimps, all kind of pimps. Pimps, all kind of pimps. Pimps, political pimps. Pimps, all kind of pimps. Pimps, who talk sweet like honey. Get girls to sell their bodies for some monies in the neon glare. Who talk fast politics, but only give you intellects to get their money, position, or their kicks. Who should we give some licks? Pimps, political pimps, pimps, multicultural pimps. Now, when that happened, I didn't know what the fuck to do. I'm telling you, it was the truth. It was the truth. I had absolutely no what to do. But then I was doing it, I realized, okay, so you got this audience going, so first thing is get them all clapping together. Because there's at least one or two folks, not you. So you get them together, you get that language going, and you get it going, and you're doing it together. That's what got me into it. And I got to acknowledge three cats who got me into that groove. Barbadian-born poet Kamal Batwith, my man, long-distance dude who never knew about a full stop, Walt Whitman, and my man Amiri Baraka. That dude didn't know about a full stop. He must have used about 4 in his entire career. 64. Anyway, the first poem that I was looking for a different language was a poem for Thelonious Monk, bebop pianist of the world. Taking a ride in that rat-a-tat-tat, root-a-toot, Balu, Believer Blues A-train to Harlem, New York, the death of swing, and the birth of that legendary jazz idiom called bebop. The man you see twinkling at the black and white ivories of the piano is none other than Thelonious Sphere Monk, bebop pianist composer of the Stratosphere. A poem for Monk, a chant for Monk. Bebop, 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 hard bop. Maybe now the pain will stop. Bebop, 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 hard bop. Maybe now the pain will stop. Monk is dead. Monk is dead. Pling chang, pling tung pang. Shum pada man in the mill down. Pling chang, pling tung pang. Shum pada man in the mill down. And then play chung pang. All the things you want to be will be. And then play chung pang. It will be for you. It'll be for me. Monk is dead. Monk is dead. But it does not happen that a man spends his life playing playing tunes of his heart, riffing notes so blue they mark skid marks on pavements and parks, in liquid after hour horns, in music metropole Harlem, New York, bebop capital of the world in vain. No monk, no monk, no monk, play monk, play monk,
play, monk. Blue, black, steamy, tropical nights for you, monk. A carnival of spirits, body bold and hollers in the wind for you, monk. Kenny Clark, shimmering symbols of monk, 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 monk. Play, monk, play, monk, play, play straight, monk. Blue chaser, monk, straight chaser. Blue monk, on the ground, monk. Ask me now, ask me now, ask me now. Well, you needn't, monk. Ruby, my dear, sweet, lovely, brilliance, brilliance, around midnight, brilliance, brilliance, brilliant, brilliant corners. Bononica played twice, 2 takes, mysterioso, mysterioso, Balu, 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 believer Baluza, just a glance at love, Thelonious, bling chang, pli chung pang, shung pada madina bilna 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 down, bling chang, pli chung pang, shung pada madina bilna 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 down. Swing monk, swing monk, swing monk, in walk Crespo with Nelly in consecutive seconds, Jackie in, boo boo birthday, play monk, play monk, play monk, play, and then all the things you want to be will be. And then play chung pang, it will be for you, it'll be for me. Monk, monk, monk. Harlem pianists tried your steps. Cold trains playing spirituals in the dark for you, monk. Keep on hammering fingertips on ivory. Scott Joplin and an army of pianists entertain for you, monk. New Orleans bands march your blues, monk. Kansas City blues, monk. Chicago blues, monk. Conjure memories and memories and memories and memories of a Mississippi night for you, monk. Voodoo, hollering bebop goes, forever chant out your name. A monk is the things that you did with your life, all the funky notes you've ever played. Voodoo, hollering bebop goes, forever chant out your name. A monk is the things that you did with your life, all the funky notes you've ever played. A monk is the things you did with your life, all the funky notes you never played. Bebop, 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 hard bop. Maybe now the pain will stop. Monk, monk lives! Right on, right on, right on. I like this joint. I fell in love. I want to marry this joint. You know what I mean? I'm telling you. Shit. What's your name, baby? Oh, you so sweet. Got that shit going on. Can you walk back and forth again? Let me see that behind. Okay, cool. Where do I go from here, man? KSR community, as Martin Luther King said one time. How much time I got? 1 minute. She's so exaggerated. Ow. Okay, I got to speed it up and get 2 things, right? This is the second last, this is the last of where I've gotten to in trying to get to the thing. But let me come by this moment then. Here's the thing about language, I always saying about the poets and so on. Abbreviated all kinds of stuff. But also, what keeps the potential from getting to where it's gone, excusez-moi, is we don't criticize each other enough. You don't get the newspaper and see a review of a poetry event, like you see a music show, even an art show, theatrical performances, etc. So you don't see, there's no language of criticism of, and it's usually acrimonious. You know, somebody don't like some other body who's getting some Canada Culture grants. That's another language you got to explore. But, so you don't see reviews. And
we end up, because of the thrust for support, you don't hear me criticizing, analyzing, and criticizing Sherry D. John Wilson, do you? Do you? Lillian Allen? Have you heard me being critical about Bill Bishop, John Sobel? You know, you name a whole bunch of poets, right? So we don't develop that language of criticism. So it's like a language of acrimony whenever some shit happens. You know what I mean? I know that cat was full of shit. Should have been walking around with some Depend diapers and a U-Haul, you know, portable Johnnies. I knew that dude was full of it. You know what I mean? Somebody changed that, brother. Where was I? Where was I? Y'all following me? Okay, let's go outside. Who's got the lighter? Is you? She got the other thing? Anyway, so yes, so we need to develop a language that looks at the development of the language. You know, spoken word. Them cats speak about 5,000 words in a 2-minute poem. Some of them. And don't some of them sound so much the same? Shh. Sorry. Okay. Yeah. Towards innovation, whatever. Okay, 2 things, Miss, and I'll be off to my own personal bliss. Went looking for heroes in the dark of night. Found promises all littered on a trail of lies. Hope swung like a gleam guillotine in my head, long dead to the rhythms around me. Lost in the thought of it all, stranded, grounded along a carcass of want, strung out on the big city largesse of neon glint, got to squint for clarity at the offshore mountain banks of globalized scamps, sacrileges of privileges. Wealth and happiness squelched along a monsoon of inequalities. The wrath of tycoons, cool caches of cash flashed in limousines, outstretched wages of the profit motive, votes, a sham lineup of ballot boxes, etched to etchings of sliding values, and puppet politicians, discount sales of the social contract. Went looking for heroes in the dark of night. Found promises all littered on a trail of lies. And there's no one to contact for the exact sense of country, land, clan, philosophy, civility. No one lines of accountability. No saviors in the dark to spark some vacated sense of joy in the forecast of plenty for the few. Only disgust at the disguises of lies, packaged and perfected to shed comparisons and compromises. The guises that guide the ship of government, business as usual, and damn the glut of dissent for true democracy, the flux in essence, the people's sense of human decency, vain gloriously. The profit motive has no mercy, went looking for heroes in the dark of night, found promises all littered on a trail of lies.
So I was going to do the double shuffle and buckle under the weight of all my troubles, cruising my blues in the world's purple days, moving through the streams of contradictions, trying to stay true to my beliefs and my convictions, seeing the scene come to be dominated by would-be gangsters with ignorant guns, seen fun done run away from some, seen dreams drifted caustic and stuck in tribulations and trepidations, seen good times roll by unawares, oh slumpage of my years, drum rolls of dropped tears, oh, sweet Senorita Sensimina, please help me wash away my fears. I went looking for heroes in the dark of night, found promises all littered on a trail of lies. 1,000 horns, choruses cluck, crescendos like ducks then, a kaleidoscope of lions then, an electrified electromagnetic body politic tick like Swiss clocks, dense chambers of fate metamorphosized like wings afloat, transmutations of clan memory swish through time and space with the fury and grace of stars dying. But there was that night in Tunisia, where metaphors like meteors showered, soared, roared, said bright, incandescent alchemy, joys, more effervescence than money's tarnished glisten and its glitter, more than its inviting doom and its mayhem, its distractions, debaucheries, and indignities, more than its bankrupt fountain of ploys, more than its forever making of men into boys of submission, more than this mission of gloom plumed in promises, more than this woefulness full of steam and fury, more than this murky baubles of panache, lights, flash, smoke, and mirrors, more than its cesspools of come-ons, couched in platitudes, charming, charismatic, and cunning. More than its slurred tones of possibilities, snatched away like the vengeance of hard hearts, mapping their map makers' incisions, continually charting new geographies of greeds, when looking for heroes in the dark of night, found promises all littered on a trail of lies. But there was that night in Tunisia when metaphors like meteors sheared, seared, scoured, bright, incandescent joy with me and my sweetheart, Senorita, my sweet Sensimina, that night in Tunisia. Die day, die day, die day, yeah, die, die, Shumana manila milna milnam. Oh, Shumana manila milna 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 milnam. Shumtai, Shumtai. Shanghai, Shamtai, day,